Hello everyone, welcome to A Corner Farming in the Philippines. So, all morning I was down here working on the aeration. And I've got all but one of the lines that I'm going to put in finished. I've got to go buy, actually I need to buy two of those blue manifolds. I will at some point go into town today and get them. We had a little bout of heavy rain here a few minutes ago, so it lasted for about an hour. It ended a few minutes ago, so that stalled me for a bit. When I get all these lines in, then we're going to collect up this bunch of spaghetti that's on the ground and basically centralize it so that we're not walking on it. So all these, this is what the extension of the manifold looks like. So this one is still available, as is this one. So these two I can add two more lines to. So I've basically added 8 more lines. So I've added, as I can remember, 3 more to these tanks. I think 2 to this one and 1 to that one. And the fish are no longer on the surface gulping for air as they were yesterday, just by the addition of those 3 lines. So for now, they're okay. I'm going to go up top and show you what I was able to unplug. Look, this is, a lot of things going on here so that I can properly aerate the fish, but I'm trying to save a little on the electric bill also. So let me go up top and show you what I have undone up here. So I was able to unplug this aeration unit, which was, I'm going to open this up. The snails get caught in here in this net, because there's a, right here where I'm digging around, that this is the outflow, and snails will plug that up. And you'll see down there that much more water is coming out of that drain pipe right now. So I was able to unplug this air compressor, which I'm carrying, and I was able to unplug all these up here, which were running. So all these in this bank were plugged in as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And there's one, I forgot it, I was just down there. There's one more, like this little small one, that is still there, that I unplugged as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the one down there is 6. All these are now running off the main aeration unit. So while these are small, they do take power, and when you're using a bunch of them like this, they take a lot of power. These are 55 watts, and these, the silver ones, are 45 watts. So that's the 3 blue ones there. That's 165, 170, 210, 255. So that's 255 watts of continuous draw 24/7, which I've now eliminated. Now 255 watts doesn't sound like a lot, but as an example, our new refrigerator takes 120. So I've basically taken offline what would be the power draw from 2 refrigerators. 255 watts every 4 hours. That's a kilowatt. So that's 6 kilowatts per day times 30. That's 180 kilowatts. And our last bill was 2,800 and something. So what is that, 6%? A 6% reduction in our power consumption just by being able to unplug those small compressors. Here, Tata and E-Boy are finishing up these 2 panels. We're going to wipe these down before we take them up top. And I don't even know if we're going to get these up top today. Probably not. We're still waiting on, look, Marcel wants to redo that roofing, and I can't really argue with her on that. It does need to be replaced. There's a couple leaks in there, and that's our, basically this bodega is our storage room now, so it'd be nice if it didn't leak. So we have, I think, 12 pieces of roofing tin on the way. Well, I came in to double check this is our last month's power bill. So it's 2,486. I think I'd said it was 2,846. I got those 2 numbers transposed there. So that's our kilowatt hour usage. And well, it's upside down, but I take it back. This is 2 months ago. Well, no, this is this month's. So 29,337. That's our power bill. 6,000 of that is VAT tax. So those little aeration units that I disconnected were 10% of our bill. If you can, well, let's see, 180 kilowatts. Well, not quite 10%, more like 6. Still, 1,500, almost 2,000 pesos a month savings just being able to unplug those little aeration units. So seeing this bill, now you guys know why I am so adamant or desperate, however you want to call it, to reduce our power consumption. Hopefully next month it's below 20,000 pesos. Well, amazingly enough, let me make sure this camera's clean. It looks really dim. With double check connections, these 2 old controllers work. Now, it's only putting in 1/10 of an amp. I think this one's probably this, 0.4. And this one's putting in 0.1. So, we've got those 2 hooked up. And this one is hooked up, and this one is hooked up. And when we get the other 2 panels up, which probably will not happen today. The roofing was delivered. Satai's up there nailing it down as we speak. So that'll be tomorrow morning's project. shut this pump off for the night. And we'll call it good. Yeah, still can't really see well, but we'll finish going that way, and we'll go up to the new panels with the new roofing. Well, we'll go up to the old panels with the new roofing and get those new panels up in the air in the morning time. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Alright, so we've got them up in the air. I think if we ever have to redo this or do it again somewhere else, we're going to use aluminum. Those frames are heavy. It was hard getting those up on the roof, and that was just single panels. I don't know how we got that triple up. They're there, and we just have to cinch them down and get them in the exact right place, and then run the electrical lines. We are going to clean those. They're a little dusty, so get that all in ship-shape order. All right, what we have come to find, we were having a problem with the controllers recognizing the proper battery voltage. And I think when we first started to hook them up, look, these batteries had not had a panel on them of any sort in months, and so the voltage had dropped really low. And so I think when we first hooked up these controllers, it recognized the batteries as 12 volt and not 24. So we got 3 of them to work the first day, and the other 3 would not. However, we just disconnected them, and 24 hours later, because what would happen is it would show the current battery voltage, and when we plugged in the this is the leads from the panel. When we plug that in, the voltage would go from 24, 25, whatever it was, to 14 point something. And you disconnect this wire, and then it goes right back. So it wasn't recognizing the voltage of the panel for some reason. So that's why I hooked these 2 up here. But we waited 24 hours, and the same thing. So the 2 controllers that were here, and I think it was this one and this one, were not recognizing the proper voltage. Even when we disconnected the battery, hooked back up the battery, hooked the panel, we did every combination that we could think of, and it would not recognize the proper voltage. So the 2 yesterday, that were not recognizing the voltage, that I replaced with that. It's been like 24 hours, and so we hooked the battery back up to them and the panels, and I think it's this one and this one. So 24 hours later, they work just fine. So maybe it takes some hours for them to, maybe there's a little capacitor in them or something that remembers the last battery voltage. I don't know, but 24 hours later, they work fine. And my suspicion is that the 2 that we had hooked up today that would not recognize the proper voltage will recognize it properly the next time they're hooked up after 24 hours. So it's done. They're all up in the air. We've got 6 panels, and it's too late in the day now. It's almost dark. Well, it's not dark, but it's way after 4. It's after the time that I would normally go off of solar and go back onto Bahico, because it's late in the afternoon. So in the morning, about 9 o'clock, I will change all these panels to just basically flip them from what they are right now so that they're showing in the sun. They're tilted to the sun, and then I'll turn on the inverter, and hopefully we'll at least be able to run the aeration unit, because the sun, again, we're partially blocked by this tree in the morning. We really need to cut it down, but you know, I've suggested that a couple times in the last year, and no one seems to want to cut it down. They're okay with trimming it, but not cutting it down. I don't know, so now we got the same problem again. So until about 10 o'clock in the morning, these panels don't have direct sun. Those three where Tata is anyway. The rest of them do. The other three do. So I'm going to test it in the morning and see if it'll run everything. And if not, then I'll wait till like 10:30, when I'm sure that all the panels are on direct sunlight. And of course it would help if it was a sunny day, and I'll try it again. So hopefully we're in business. We've got room. I think we can get 2 more panels up there. Tata's thinking only 1. You know, even if we have to put a little extension on that pole, I'm fine with it. I would like to have 2 more up there for like 4,400 watt system rather than the 3,300 that we have. All right, we're done with this. Back to the restaurant tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.